So I think one of the biggest lessons I took from, or I learned from X throughout the years of spending time with him and touring with him, prayer is important. God is important. I never met anybody more spiritual. Like he walked it, he talked it, he did, man, like he believed, man, he believed, and he told me more than once, when it's his time to go, it's his time. When God's done with him, when he's done here doing what God sent him here to do, God will take him back. Because I used to always tell him about his pain, like I wish, you didn't have that. And he's like, I'm good, dog, I'm good. God built this. I'm a soldier, when it's my time, I'm gone, I'll be good. So, that gives me a little bit of comfort, like, if you believe in God at all, X is up there right next to him, because from his first album to his last breath, he was religious, he was spiritual and talked about God, even where it wasn't popular. He said it anyway, even when we could have lost our lives, he still did it. He still said Jesus Christ in a Muslim country, He believed. He wasn't worried. And he was ready, it was his time. But that's the biggest, he reintroduced God to me, and it became, essential for me. I mean, wow. I've been through so much shit, and losing my younger brother, man, that was, oh my God, man. That's still like the worst thing that's happened to me. And prayer helps, It really does. And I X made me realize how I would always go to God when things were bad, and I would never say thank you when things were good. And I felt so guilty, because I let life tarnish my vision of God. Not that I stopped believing, but they had me questioning it, because I wanted to be so understanding of other people and their beliefs. I wanted to be all inclusive, that they would have me doubting my belief in God. And, I realized that, and I felt like a hypocrite. And then, the prayers, they meant more. And when things are good, I say thank you every day. Thank you. And things are great right now, for everything that's happened, and this COVID's still going on. Things are good, man. My kids are good. The Bulls are good. Things are good, man. Things are different, but they're good. And I still feel blessed. And I thank God every day for the opportunity to fix my life, the opportunity to make things right, the opportunity to live a life where I can support myself, be there as support for my children, and spend time with them. I've been on tour since I was 18, 17. And I had kids when I was on tour, and my daughter was born, I was on BET. And, I have all these stories, and I came home and saw my son, my firstborn, came home and saw my daughter. I was there for my third son, and I was there for the rest of my kids. But in the midst of trying to make a career and realizing that the odds are stacked against us, I'm Puerto Rican, man. That may sound cool now. Maybe it sounds normal, but coming from the 70s, we were all gangbangers and drug dealers and drug addicts, and never expected to do anything. So, watching X deal with anything negative, because it's, it was substances, it was whatever it was legal issues, driving, most of his problems were driving. He wasn't supposed to drive, and he's driving, and he's speeding, and he doesn't have a license, and he can't have a license for life, that type of thing he was dealing with. And that just always blew up and turned into more, because he was DMX. They blew up simple things that people get pulled over. On my way home tonight, somebody's gonna be pulled over, and it's not gonna make the news. It's a normal pullover for speeding, right? You get a ticket and it's over. DMX, they call TMZ or whoever was out back then, and, they made it a big deal. But his, the problems he's gone through, the fact that it was out of his control a lot of times, were part of the reasons that I felt like I can't leave his side. I had so many reasons to walk away. I threatened it. I did it a couple times. And we always ended up back together. And he always held a grudge for a long time about it. But I told him, man, I said, dog, like, I give a shit, man, you know, like, when you fuck up, I know what's happening. So it's like a double. It might look like it's only about me because we're not doing shows and I'm not doing a show. But it's not that. It's like I work with you because I see how great you are and I want people to see that and I want to support that greatness. I want to be your buffer and your backup. I want to take you on that ride. I want to hit the music. I want to be in sync with you. I want to do your backgrounds as tight as possible. I want to be the best I could be so that you can be the best you can be. So when he would mess up, it would ruin all the work that we put in. But it wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? You know, I told him, yo, I can't be a yes man because God forbid something should happen to you. How would I go to your funeral? How could I walk in as a man if I was okay with you hurting yourself? And, you know, and I went to his funeral to say thank you. And I saw a lot of people there that shouldn't have been there. Saw a lot of people getting love from family, love. Not that I wanted anything. I just went there to say thank you to X, see his kids, and bounce. I didn't need nothing. I didn't need to speak. I just went there to speak to X. But there was a lot of people there that didn't belong there. A lot of people that were part of the problem all the years. A lot of people that did him dirty. A lot of people that owed him a lot of money. All in the funeral, crying. Standing in line to walk up to the casket after they robbed him and lied to him and, you know, used his love because he's such a giving person. He was a giving person. You know, it was easy to get X to help you, man. Just hit him with a sob story. Oh, man, my grandmother died for the 5th time. I need, you know, some money for this and then he gives it to you. You know, he would just give it to you, man. He wouldn't pay his bills, but he'd give money to everybody that needed it or he thought needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. And it, you know, and it bothered me, but I felt like, you know, I'm 8 months older than him. So I felt like an older brother, even though he would son me a lot because he's, you know, X was wise beyond his years, you know. He's like an old soul, man. And he always felt older than me, to me. You know, maybe I haven't grown up enough. I don't know, but, you know, I became a big brother in a sense because I was the one person that was there for almost 18 years. I seen people come and go, and I seen the same people leave on bad terms and come back and make a second go and fuck that up too. I was there. I see all these documentaries and all these interviews, and the one person that they never ask a question to, which I wouldn't have answered anyway, unless it was family asking, tell me about X, because I know everything, but I'll never say everything. I'm just going to remember the good times, and I'm not going to throw anybody's name in the dirt. You know, there was a lot of them, and they know who they are, and they, you know, I don't communicate with them, and, you know, it's all good. It's all good. X left, I'm done. You know, I retired that side of my life. I was with X for a reason, you know. I did a favor for Kato. X offered me a job the next day because he liked 3 songs that I played. 3 instrumentals, taking out the music, you know, a favor for Kato. You know, Kato was, you know, look him up. You know, Kato was a super humble, nice guy when he respected you. And his street side was an animal. And, you know, that's just who he was. Anybody who knows him knows. And some people loved him. Other people hated him. I never had a bad experience with him. He respected my space. He respected who I was as a DJ. You know, my cousin is the one who introduced me to Kato in the first place, you know, because Kato, you know, I wanted him to know who was helping out and who would help him out when his label came out, you know, what DJs he could count on to help promote him. You know, he was coming out of Chicago. And all I ever asked for was, yo, if you throw parties, hire me to DJ, you know? Hire me and Boogie Boy to DJ, you know, because me and Boogie. And he did that. And one of those shows just happened to be DMX was going to jump up on stage at Joe's on Weed Street and do 3 songs. And I went and talked to X. He told me what he wanted to play. You know, me and Boogie were supposed to both play the songs. I went back there. He didn't want to go with me. Talked to X, figured out the songs. I ended up doing the whole set. Confusion happened with a song X decided to add. So I just did the whole show or whatever. And the next day, you know, Kato called me. I pick up the phone. I'm like, yo, what up? And I hear, what up, dog? I never worked with you before. I felt a vibe. And I want to talk to you, man. I want to talk to you. And I'm like, first of all, that's not Kato's voice. That's the first thing I said. Like immediately I was like, who the fuck is this? But I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to catch words. And it was like when my friend Rick, my best friend Rick's mom speaks Spanish to me. She'll be like, mira Mario, and I'll hear like 2 words out of 4 sentences. That's what it sounded like when X was talking. I felt a vibe, never work with you, and want to talk to you in like a paragraph of words. And I said, yo, who is this? He's like, it's X, man, it's DMX. I said, oh shit, X, what up, man? How you doing? He's like, yo, I want to talk to you. I'm gonna put Kato on the phone. He's gonna tell you where I'm at. I want to talk to you about some business. I said, okay. Kato got on the phone, said, yo, he wants to hire you as a DJ. I said, word? He said, yup. And he's like, this is where we're at. And I went up there and I met him. And he's like, yo, I never worked with you in my life. We did 3 songs together, and I felt of energy with you. I felt like we belong together. Like we like you're the perfect DJ for me. I need a DJ. I don't have a DJ right now. My DJ's gone. I need a DJ, and I have 20 shows coming up overseas. You got a passport? I said, it's about to expire. He said, I'll call my manager. We'll pay for your passport to get it expedited. You get that. We're going overseas. This is how much I'm going to pay you. You want to do it? And I said, hell yeah. You know? And then we ended up doing some shows before that. And I realized the job was way harder than I anticipated because I was just back there pushing buttons, standing there like a statue. Horrible. Taking out the music, but it was a replay. It was just so weird. And then he would run out of breath, and he'd look back at me, and I'd be like, I don't know that lyric. And I was like, fuck, man, I got to learn this guy's lyrics, So I would start practicing songs, and I wrote them down, and I highlighted the parts I would say, and, then I started getting on the mic and backing them up, and sounded really good. The cameraman went from always filming X to going and zooming into the DJ because he's like, yo, you're carrying the vocals together. And that's what made me realize that X, he was right. He felt the energy with me. He didn't even hear me talk or nothing. He didn't know about that part of it. He just liked the way I dropped the music. Like he would say something and he'd be like, and by the time his hands hit the ground, the beat started. It was like he pushed the button, and he loved that. And we did it so well. And it was a phenomenal experience, and I'm thankful to my younger brother. May he rest in peace, because up until that point, my younger brother was like calling me, yo, you gotta listen to DMX. I know you like underground hip hop, and X is, streets and hard and popular, but you gotta listen to his lyrics. Mario, you gotta listen to his lyrics. Mario, you gotta listen to his lyrics. And I'm like, I will. And I knew X's hits. Everybody knew them. But when I wrote them down that day, and it was in Paris in a hotel room, I called my younger brother, and I said, Adrian, you were right. His lyrics are retarded. Like, yo, his lyrics are out of this world. Like, I can't believe he put this together. And me and my younger brother, how important was that conversation at that moment? I just wanted to let him know he was right. But how important is that conversation to me now that he's gone? It was priceless, because my brother always looked up to me, and that was a moment for me to let him know I looked up to him, Like, you were right, younger brother. You're 12 years younger than me, and you were right. And look at where I'm at. This is DMX. This is your favorite artist. I'm his DJ. That doesn't happen by coincidence, And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I had both of them in my life, because ironically they share a birthday. So every December 18th now is going to be bittersweet for me, but at least they're connected. My brother sold me on X. X sold me on X. And I lost both of them, and I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful that my brother looked up to me, because he gave me responsibility. I had to do it right, because he's watching me. And You know, I got my kids now, so, you know, life is worth living. For a long time, I didn't want to be here. And not just because of him, it's just I've been depressed my whole life, man. You know, even through good times, you know, good times, great moments, and then the weather changes in my body, and all of a sudden I'm depressed, and I feel like I ain't worth anything, and I don't understand it, you know, like I have so much love for my family, so much. My mom, greatest mom in life, man. I know we all say that. I I know a lot of people, man. My mother's exceptional, you know. My parents are both alive, which is I'm so thankful for. I made peace with my father years ago, which was like necessary for my growth. I kind of been like I'm a hopeless romantic in a sense. I'm a love chaser. I always want to have somebody or feel loved by somebody. And when I find love and it loves me back, I run away. And when I find love and it's not really love for them, I stay way too long. So it's just this vicious cycle of me just abusing myself, lack of confidence. You know, it's weird because it's like I like being in an insecure situation almost on purpose. I know I shouldn't be here. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna do it. And then I know the outcome. But for a long time, broken heart used to get me in the gym. A broken heart used to get me eating right. A broken heart used to make me focus. How can a broken heart erase depression and put your focus it's like the opposite effect? When I'm not doing shit and life is good, I get depressed and I want to die. And if I didn't have kids, if I didn't lose my younger brother, who knows? Wasn't my path, but my brother passed away, and here goes my responsibility went up 100 times. I have to live for my kids. My kids suffer when their uncle died. I have great uncles. My brother's gone. Like, that was their favorite uncle, you know? And then my mom, you know, what my mom's had to deal with. I gotta be here. I'm responsible for too much, right? So heartbreak is my fucking balance, I guess. But I know who I am. I know what I've been through. And the one thing about me now is I'm super honest, man. Like, if I love you, but I can't be what you want me to be, and I don't want to hurt you, I'm gonna let you go. And that could be family, friends, significant other. I'm not gonna waste anybody's time, man, dealing with my trauma, you know? I dealt with this shit my whole life, and I got a lot of blessings in the process. But those blessings came at a cost, man. But I'm here, so I'm gonna live the best life I can and do everything I wanna do. Yo, what up? It's the heavy hitter DJ Nonstop, and I'm here at 24/7 HH.